There were 8 pupils sitting in a small circle. They surround their elder guide. His conversation is a lesson, and his intentions are that of the utmost healthy energy, better understood as genuine love. Now, it was quite a beautiful day this day. The nature surrounding them is a semblance of God's beautiful portrait of life, indeed a peaceful setting. The sounds filling their ears from this beautiful portrait of life, along with their elders' words of guidance, resembles the sounds in this background song, a beautiful balance of life telling its story in countless facets. Now, it is no coincidence that the elders' lesson this day was focused on that very point, the balance of sound surrounding them and the breath-giving landscape in which they were observing, but also being a vital part of and also within at the same moment. The elder spoke to the pupils around him, and their eyes were trained on his every movement and gesture. Their ears were focused on his every word and tangent. Yet their peripheral was also seeing more than just his every gesture, and the same holds true with what they were hearing. This is better understood as a secondary focus, that of the surrounding sounds of this portrait of life, and it makes the elder guide's words even more inspirational and heartfelt, which gently attaches them to the mind with clearer understanding of the lesson being shared. Now, the elder guide asked them all, "Listen to God's portrait landscape. What is it that you hear, my pupils? What stands out to you the most? I wish for each of you to provide me an answer, and do not worry if you hear the same things. Now let us go around our humble gathering circle." And so the first pupil answered, "I hear most of all the stream in the valley below us, also the birds above us calling to one another. I hear the wind brushing through the trees, almost as if allowing them a chance to speak in the quiet existence that they live." Now the rest of the pupils had a hard time naming anything new, simply repeating what has already been spoken. And so the elder guide then smiled and said, "Well done, my observant pupils. Now I wish for you to keep those sounds in mind, and also now carefully listen to what it is that I hear. Yes, I hear the water trickling in the gentle rapids and falls from the stream below, but I also hear the rocks in which the current grabs and tosses further downstream, a beautiful visual of God's pace. I also hear the singing birds in the sky above, but I too hear the flapping of their wings and the splashing on the stream from them fishing. And yes, I too hear the wind rushing through the trees, giving the ancient souls a chance to sing their peaceful glory. But I also hear the moaning of the branches twisting and bending in the wind. I hear the small creatures jumping from branch to branch and carrying out their life's purpose. Yet another beautiful example of God's perfect pace. Understand, my pupils? The sounds we hear are actually just simple noises, but to know them means we hear something more profound than that simple sound. We understand those sounds to be sacred with meaning, and sacred meanings and wisdoms are to be cherished and passed down to pupils like you. And this is why we gather here today, for me to help you see, feel, and hear all this sacred sound around us, all through observation of this nature that we are a part of, all while doing our best to listen to all the senses at once. Your focus is strong, yes. It is what grabs hold of these sounds I speak into words. Your focus provides you clarity in all the senses. And though your focus is strong, so too is your peripheral equally strong. You see, we seem to have a scanning focus upon this nature that we are a part of and observe. We are always scanning the entire environment around us. And that is your focus, better known as the first thought which seems to enter your mind for the moment. This is your conscious. It is the focus. However, it is not all of your awareness. It is more so just a focal point. Just as you look out at the landscape in front of you, you see the trees and the water in the stream. You see the sun and the sky with all the life in front of you. It is all there. But your focus scans the landscape to see all of them independently, even though you are indeed already seeing it all at once with your eyes. This is where the peripheral shows its equal power, for it provides secondary focal points, and this nature is observed in all of our senses. Just as sounds blend to make a song, you need to focus on one sound in particular to name it, but indeed you are hearing all the sounds at once. And even with taste, if you were to eat a salad, you can taste many things at once, but again, would have to focus on one ingredient to name what all you are tasting. This lesson is God teaching us something profoundly special. teaching us that a landscape such as this one before us cannot be contained into one perspective because it appears to us all in similar and different focal points. God is showing us that this nature is constructing everything around us and within, to all our senses and capabilities to understand these loving lessons. And so the differences, they should not be seen as alone or not connected. Instead, they are to be better understood as building blocks to further construct beautiful things with one another. All things healthy. Healthy things in mind, body, and spirit. There's a resonating harmony and balance that is truly what God is teaching us with this nature around us every day and at every moment. There is no lie there, and there is no deception in this lesson. God teaches us by always providing and showing clarity in the landscape. And this landscape is free for you to all observe. And this landscape is free for you all to observe, my dear friends. It is all here for you to gain healthy perspective and practice healthy experience from. All for you to learn clearly and to build in continuity with one another. This one landscape portrait as a painting on a canvas may appear as one single piece of art, but what makes it a complete piece is a collaboration of beauty and resonating harmony of the good that was the creation behind it. How lucky are we to contemplate with one another about this awareness? And these revelations are best understood as blessings. And the main lesson for today, my pupils, is for you to know this landscape is a blessing. And all the words and wisdom shared with you today from me can be summed up as appreciation, just like observing a beautiful landscape portrait. And this blessing is the bond to God while aware of the life around you and how it is all the one landscape portrait in light of God. Yet you see how we are all here gathered independently. That is why this is such a profound blessing. We are all aware of one another as being a piece of this landscape portrait of diverse harmony that ties everything together in this single unfolding moment. So leave here knowing it is wise to nurture. Be mindful and wise to always be eager to learn. And be wise to be humble while being eager to learn. And be further wise to appreciate this entire landscape. Appreciate whatever its diverse appearance is to your focus and environment. Just keep in mind whatever our focus is upon is beautiful, because the whole landscape portrait is full of beautiful features to focus in on and further learn from. God shows us this nature by being present in all facets of this blessing and landscape. A healthy focus is being mindful and aware of all your surroundings and all things, mind, body, and spirit, all senses, all layers of life. Balance is good health and commingling things. Awareness is the blessing that allows us to focus on as much as we can here. And I want you to leave this circle with the thought of God in mind at all times. And an easy way to do this is to just know that whatever you focus on is God, no matter the environment you're observing. God cannot leave your focus because God is the entire landscape. In all layers of life and understanding, all senses, and everything. When you keep God in mind, you keep love in spirit. And when love is kept in spirit, healthy balance is all that grows. And this is why it is wise to nurture. So just take a good look at the landscape one more time before we depart from today's lesson. How blessed are we to be discussing such wonder. Now stay blessed, my dear friends. We will gather again when the time is right. Love, beauty, and peace for all. For all our peace, the beauty, and love. God bless.